Jannik Sinner, world number 1, steps onto a sun-baked practice court in Indian Wells, racket bag slung over his shoulder, staring down Carlos Alcaraz, the two best players on the planet. No umpires, no crowd, no stakes. Just two guys hitting balls. But then Sinner does something that makes Alcaraz freeze mid-step, eyes wide, mouth actually hanging open. What Sinner just pulled off in practice is something he would never dare try in a real match. Not in a million years. Stick with me for the next 2 minutes because this one detail changed everything about how these two prepare to destroy each other when the lights come on. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications because All Sports Updates is dropping stories like this every single day. Here's what happened. Sinner told reporters after their session that he spent an entire hour deliberately hitting every single forehand 3 feet long on purpose. Not a little long, 3 feet. Ball after ball sailing past the baseline like he forgot how to play tennis. Alcaraz kept looking at the ball kids, then at the coach, then back at Sinner like, "Bro, are you okay?" But Sinner wasn't missing. He was reprogramming. He explained that in real matches he sometimes catches himself guiding the forehand too carefully, trying to keep it safe, and that tiny hesitation costs him power. So in practice with Alcaraz he forced himself to swing so freely that every ball flew long at first. By the end of the hour the same swing was landing missiles right on the line. Alcaraz said he couldn't believe the difference in pace from the first 10 minutes to the last 10. Sinner basically rebuilt his biggest weapon in front of his biggest rival without ever playing a single point. That's cold-blooded. Then came the serve session that left everyone speechless. Sinner asked Alcaraz to stand inside the baseline, like way inside, almost at the service line, and return every single serve full power. In a real match if you stand that close you get smoked. But Sinner wanted the returns coming back at him faster than any match could ever produce. He told the Italian press, "I needed to feel pressure that doesn't exist in official matches." Alcaraz blasted returns at his shoes, at his body, at his face. Sinner barely moved his feet for the first 20 serves and got past clean every time. By the end he was picking every single one like he had eyes in the back of his head. He said the speed forced his brain to react half a second earlier than normal. That half second is the difference between a clean winner and an ace up the tee. The craziest part was the volley drill nobody saw coming. Sinner made Alcaraz feed him nothing but high-floating balls to the middle of the court, the kind of sitter you smash for a winner. But Sinner refused to hit winners. Instead he hit drop volleys so soft the ball died 2 inches over the net. Over and over and over. Alcaraz started laughing because it looked ridiculous. Sinner explained later that in big matches he sometimes rushes the volley and floats it long or into the tape. By practicing the softest touch possible he trained his hands to stay calm under pressure. When the real match came he started sneaking to the net and finishing points with volleys so delicate Alcaraz couldn't even reach them. The practice looked boring, the match looked genius. Sinner also revealed he spent 15 minutes hitting second serves harder than his first serves on purpose. Flat bombs down the tee that kept catching the line or flying 2 feet wide. Alcaraz just stood there shaking his head returning rocket after rocket. Sinner said, "I never risk that in a match, but I need to know exactly where the limit is." By pushing the second serve to the absolute edge he learned the exact feel of maximum power without losing control. Next tournament he started painting the lines with second serves at 130 km per hour and nobody could touch them. Alcaraz admitted he went back to his own practice court the next day and copied the exact same drill. That one practice session showed why Sinner keeps winning the battles nobody sees. He turns friendly hit UPS into laboratories where he breaks his own game and rebuilds it stronger while his opponent watches in real time. Drop your favorite Sinner or Alcaraz moment in the comments and let me know if you want more behind-the-scenes stories like this. Smash the like button if you're ready for the next one. This is All Sports Updates, keeping you locked in on everything that happens before the whistle blows. See you in the next upload. See Fritz, de Minaur, Paul pulverized yet even then, Alcaraz's 200-point opener hoists him higher. Gut punch revelation, Sinner's jet lag ghost from Tokyo triumph lingers, legs leaden, Alcaraz's off-season overhaul muscle sculpted like marble poised for prolonged purgatory. Narratives nerve fray, two titans, teens turn terrors, their dual destinies dice roll. One fumble, and the fall from grace fractures forever retention riveted on the razor's ridge. Tactical tempest, Alcaraz ascends to the net, de Minaur's demise his dispatch note volleys vaulting victory at 85% clip. Rude's topspin tornado? Counter with slices sharp as shivs, high balls hammered into oblivion. Sinner's riposte? Forehand fury at 132 miles per hour, a freight train of fright. Yet Alcaraz's agility phantom footwork parries the peril, turning defense to devastation. Epic entanglement, flare-fueled artist clashes with algorithmic assassin, their 25 clashes canvases of chaos Wimbledon semis, a 5-set symphony of suffering. Alcaraz's opener omen? Ominous for Sinner, the gap gaping wider with every winner whispered. Crowning the chronicle, year-end number 1 isn't numerals, it's nectar of the gods, immortality inscribed. Alcaraz tasted it 22 at 19, a supernova spark. Sinner swiped 24's scepter. 25? A tightrope tango over abyss. Alcaraz's mandate, maneuver group minefield top rude, tempts Zverev's tumble and 20-year-old Zenith reclaims. Bombshell buzz, Alcaraz's added armor from altitude camps, endurance engineered for eternity. Sinner? Schedule side swings, fatigue's fangs flashing. The saga surges to summit, no longer challenger. Alcaraz architects apocalypse for Sinner's empire throne teetering on tomorrow's tempests. The verdict, Alcaraz's vendetta to vanquish Sinner's summit, forged in finals fire. From opener onslaught to potential plunder, he's perilously primed. Like if Alcaraz is your apex predator, drop your doomsday prediction in comments. Crave more carnage? Subscribe all sports updates, your unblinking eye on tennis's titanic tugs of war. Baseline beckons, brace for the blast. Lights. The storytelling spine strengthens here. Sinner a seeker, not surf, his journey a jigsaw of joys pieced under Pive de Cador's peaks. Skiing solitude taught stealth, cycling's cadence control, running's rhythm resilience, all tributaries feeding tennis's torrent. Yet the pivot pierces, when victories vault you high, vulnerability vanishes, you venture deeper, dissecting details like a surgeon in spotlight. Losses loom larger, their shadow self a saboteur whispering withdrawal, but Sinner summons the storm, stepping onto clay or concrete as conqueror. Sacrifices? They stack like stones in a shrine, not shackles in a dungeon. Family feasts forsaken for fitness files, sun-soaked siestas swapped for strategy sessions. Until I decide, he declares, a declaration of agency that defies destiny's dictate, his frame a vessel voyaging until the voyage veers. The moment of surprise surges subtle, no bitterness toward Ferrero, the fellow former number one whose 03 Paris pinnacle. Sinner studied in silence, instead, empathy, acknowledging the enslavement echo in every elite's echo chamber. Alcaraz, eavesdropping from afar in practice pits, absorbs it as allies' advice. Their coaches clash, a catalyst for camaraderie. As ATP finals flicker to life, Fritz facing Paul in Don duels, Sinner's stance spotlights the spectrum, tennis as tyrant or talisman. Ferrero's forge tempers Alcaraz for Rude's reckoning, passion's fire fueling the fight. Sinner's sanctuary? It shields against the storm, his Paris parade straight sets over Humbert, Rune, Medvedev, a testament to chosen chains over coerced ones. The narrative navigates nuance, from boy in boots to basilisk of baselines, his response a Rosetta Stone rewriting rivalry's runes. Turin's tapestry tightens, threads of thought twisting toward tomorrow's ties. Will passion propel Sinner's defense, or does enslavement's edge empower Alcaraz's ascent? Enslavement's echo reverberates through Sinner's sanctuary story, a stark silhouette against the sunlit sacrifices of his Spanish shadow. Ferrero, forged in the furnace of five-set sagas, views the game as gauntlet, grip unyielding, glory glimpsed only through brine's grime. His charge, Alcaraz, embodies that ethos. Murcia mornings morphing into Madrid marathons, the 22 US Open unearthed from underground toil, Wimbledon's 24 wizardry wrought from winter workouts. Yet Sinner's soliloquy shifts the sands, passion as prism, refracting rigor into radiance, turning toil to tapestry. Dive into his depths, that polymath youth, polysport prodigy pirouetting from pitch to piste, tennis the thread tying tumult to tranquility. Feel safe? It's seismic, a seismic shift from external tempests, family fractures, fame's frenzy to court's cocoon, where control crowns the chaos. The elaboration elevates, golden streaks demand deeper dives, mind's microscope magnifying minutiae, from grips goes to footwork's flow. Defeats? Darker days, doubts deluge drowning drive, yet he harnesses the hurricane, court as confessional cleansing the soul. Sacrifices sublime, not subjugating holidays halved for high-altitude haunts, pierce parties past for physio protocols. Until the body balks, a boundary bold, autonomy's anthem amid ambition's roar. Storytelling straight a deepened Sinner's saga, scripted in San Candido snows, where ski edges etched endurance, now etched in emerald courts from Estoril to the estates. The surprise uncoils in his candor, no conquest complex, but quiet quest, passion's purity preserving the player beyond the points. Ferrero's fire, felt in Alcaraz's flare-fueled flights, finds foil in Sinner's frost-kissed focus, their Beijing 25 ballet a bridge between beliefs. As finals frenzy ferments, de Minaur dueling Zverev and decider dreams, Sinner's words waft like warning winds. Enslavement endures, but passion endures eternally. Alcaraz, ankle mending from Shanghai scars, absorbs the axiom, his coach's creed clashing yet complementing the Italian's insight. The chronicle crests on contrast, two titans, temperaments twined, their philosophies philosophical foils framing the fray. Turin's trial by talent tests the tenets. Will Sinner's safe harbor harmony, or does Ferrero's forge fashion Alcaraz's phoenix? Step into all sports updates, where we unpack the unspoken in every serve. Stick around for the full fire, and subscribe if these rival rifts resonate. The finals feast is just firing up. Sinner's sanctuary clashes with the Spaniard's forge, a continental collision of creeds that colors the canvas of their conquests. Ferrero's enslavement? It's the spine of Spanish supremacy, Nadal's nephew narrative. Alcaraz as acolyte, absorbing the all-in ethos that alchemized clay courts into cathedrals. Recall the 23 Roland Garros rapture, Alcaraz ascending amid applause, every error exorcised in endless drills, Ferrero's gaze a goad to greatness. Passion, Sinner counters, is the palette painting practice with purpose, not tennis. His youth's mosaic football's fellowship fading to tennis's focus mirrors a meandering path to mastery, each sport a stepping stone to the slab where safety reigns. On court, tempests tame, the world's whims wait at the fence, focus of fortress fending fears, the pivots of found prosperity's peak demands for safety's climb, learning's lattice laid in luminous lessons. Adversity? Its acid etches excuses, yet Sinner steals against surrender, racket a rosary reciting resolve. Sacrifices? Selective, soul-sustaining birthdays blurred into baseline battles, yet laced with levity's light. Until autonomy asserts, applause carving for his terms. The narrative navigates northern Sinner's ascent, from Tyrolean trails to Tokyo triumphs, a tale of chosen chapters over chained chronicles. Surprise shimmers in the synergy, no schism with Alcaraz, but solidarity, their 24 US Open odyssey an ode to overlapping orbits. Ferrero's fervor fuels the frenzy, but Sinner's serenity? It sustains the storm. As ATP finals arc alive, Rublev rumbling against Rune in round-robin roulette, philosophies philosophize the fray, enslavement's endurance versus passion's persistence. Alcaraz eyes the ether, his coaches call a clarion for comeback, while Sinner's stance spotlights self-sovereignty. The rivalry's river reflects both, Beijing's brutal beauty, where backhands bit like basilisks, bonds beyond barbs. Turin's threads tangle tighter, tenets tested in tiebreak tempests. Will passion's prism prevail, or enslavement's edge etch eternity? Philosophies fracture the facade, Sinner's passion a polar star to Ferrero's forge-flamed fealty, their echoes etching the ATP's evolving ethos. Enslavement, in the elder's eyes, is essence Alcaraz's alchemy, turning teen tantrums into titan triumphs, every dawn drill a devotion to dynasty. Madrid's 25 miracle, mauling Medvedev under merciless midday, born of basement bondage to the ball machine. Sinner? He sculpts with subtlety, passion's palette preferring poetry to punishment. Childhood's chorus, soccer's scramble, ski's swift silence, cycle's ceaseless churn culminated in court's cradle, where safety supplanted strife. External eddies eddy elsewhere, here, harmony hums, a haven honing the human. Elaboration's elegance, elation's era invites immersion, intellect ingesting intricacies invisible in defeat's dusk. Losses lash like low fog, luring to lethargy, but Sinner surges, sanctuary summoning strength. Sacrifices? Sublime selections, summers segmented for strategy sanctums, yet woven with wonder's warp. Until the vessel voices veto, volitions vow over victory's vortex. Storytelling summit scales, Sinner's script, sketched in snowy enclaves, now starring in Shanghai spectacles, a seeker-sustaining spark. The jolt jars gently gratitude for Ferrero's fire, glimpsed in Alcaraz's audacity, their Vienna 25 vendetta a velvet vice of virtuosity. As finals flames flicker, Paul pummeling Popyrin in practice previews, creeds converge in competition, enslavement's iron will versus passion's fluid force. Alcaraz, aura amplified by off-season overhauls, heeds the harness, Sinner's sovereignty? It shields the summit. The chronicle coils closer, two trailblazers, trails twining from Turin to eternity, their banter a bridge over bitterness. Turin's tempest teases truth's passion's poised to perpetuate, or does devotion's depth deliver the dynasty? Legacy's loom lengthens with this linguistic lattice, Sinner's retort a ripple redefining rivalry's reach. Ferrero's forge, fiery and familiar, frames Alcaraz as forged Phoenix 22's Indian Wells inferno, ignited by indoor isolation's intensity. Enslavement? It's the elixir extracting excellence, every echo of exhaustion a eulogy to effort. Passion, Sinner parries, is the poetry, perfuming perseverance with personal peace. Youth's yacht of pursuits, football's frolic, ski's serenity, pedaling's pulse docked at tennis's key, where quietude quelled the questing heart. Court as cloister, chaos cordoned, confidence crystallized in chalk lines. The thesis thrives, triumph's tide tugs toward totality, training's tapestry textured in tender times. Setbacks? Shadows shrinking scope, yet Sinner spotlights the spark, sanctuary a self-soothing scars. Sacrifices sculpted, not scourged, festivals fleeting for fitness frontiers, balanced by being's bliss. Until the frame falters, freedom's flourish finale. Narrative's nexus nears Sinner's odyssey, from Val Pasteria visions to Paris pantheons, a passion play preserving purity. Surprise surfaces soft, respect for the remarks rooted in rivals' resilience, their Wimbledon 24 whirlwind a whisper of what-ifs. As ATP finals forge forward, Musetti menacing Manarino and must-win math, maxims mingle in the melee, enslavement's ethos enduring, passion's prose poetic. Alcaraz anticipates ascension, advisors axiom arming the assault, Sinner's stance? Stalwart, sustaining the sphere. The saga swells to symphony, piers as pendants, pendulums of progress in tennis's timeless tango. Turin's torch tests the tapestry, will chosen fervor flourish, or unyielding union unveil the ultimate? The denouement dawns in dialectics, Sinner's discourse a dawn dispelling darkness, passion's proclamation a panacea to enslavement's edge. Ferrero's fidelity, fierce and foundational, fuels Alcaraz's firmament 24 Olympics odyssey, outlasting overtimes in Parisian pours, proof of the pack's power. Slave to the sport? Its sacrament, sanctifying the sweat-soaked strides to supremacy. Sinner's symphony sings sweeter passion as partner, not proprietor, perfuming the path with personal poetry. Infancies interchange pitch pursuits, pieced plunges, path pedaling peaked in court's communion, cradle calming the cosmos. Safety's sanctum, strife sequestered, selfhood solidified in serves. Exposition expands, exaltation's expanse exacts elaboration, essence embedded in every exertion. Reverses? Reveries of retreat, but resolve rallies, refuge restoring radiance. Sacrifices? Savored selection seasoned sliced for skill shrines, interlaced with life's lyric. Until physiology protests, prerogative's pinnacle. Chronicle's climax climbs, Sinner's chronicle, chiseled in chilly climes, now chronicled in champions' chapbooks. The revelation resonates reverence for the rhetoric's realism, reflected in Alcaraz's ardor, their Roland Garros 25 rumble a requiem of reciprocity. As finals finale ferments, Tiafoe tussling with Tabilo in tiebreaker trials, Jockin's duel in the dinning Slayton assembly tournament, passion's terrible profound. Alcaraz aspires amid the affray, Mentor's manifesto mobilizing might, Sinner's serenity? Sovereign, sustaining spheres. The epic endures, adversaries as architects, arcs aligning in ambition's aurora. Turin's terminus temps transcendence passion's persistence paramount, or devotion's depth to decisive decree? British voice of Sinner's velvet volley to Ferrero's forged flame, passion over the equivalent chains, a revelation of shaping the realm. From Turin's threshold to eternity's edge, this exchange etches era's enslavement's echo enduring in Alcaraz's ascent, passion's pulse propelling Sinner's perch. Like if this rivalry remix revved you, comment your creed, slave or symphony? For fresh finals fire and beyond, subscribe to All Sports Updates, your courtside chronicle to champions. Baseline burns bright, brace for the blaze.